Ligurian Riviera bike path from Imperia to Bussana Mare. The days are getting warmer and warmer in Liguria, and this makes us want to do some outdoor sports. Even our apartments are now ready to welcome the first tourists of spring. Everything seems to tell us that it's time to get moving and discover the territory. This time, however, in the saddle of a bicycle. So we decided to ride along the Riviera Ligure bike path, the way for bikes and pedestrians that goes as far as Sanremo, starting from Imperia up to Bussana Mare, also known as Bussana Nuova. The bike path of Sanremo, departure. Since 2008, it is possible to ride the bike path along the Riviera dei Fiori after the partial adaptation of tracks of the old railway line. The work will be completed when a two-way bike path with a total length of 60 kilometers will be created. Currently, only 24 kilometers have been completed, joining 8 municipalities from San Lorenzo al Mare to Ospedaletti. Our journey begins in Imperia Oneglia at the end of Incompiuta. From here we head towards Porto Maurizio, Prino area, where the works are in progress to unite this stretch with the bike path. From San Lorenzo al Mare to Costa Rainera. A relaxing atmosphere welcomes us in San Lorenzo. The warm light of spring allows us to see a variety of colors and incredible scents. The route is easy and we can ride peacefully, enjoying the view around us. We find ourselves immediately in front of a former train station to continue for a stretch of about 1 kilometer along a tunnel which leads to Costa Rainera. Before this tunnel, however, there is the connection with the wellness park named after Giacomo Filippo Novaro, where we stop to look around and take some pictures. At the end of a gallery, we arrive in Costa Rainera, where an area with benches on the sea is waiting for us, an enchanting place. From San Lorenzo al Mare to Riva Ligure. At this point we continue our journey by bike. We ride in the direction of Santo Stefano, the third leg of the Riviera Ligure bike park. This stretch excites us because we enter the interior of the town, with some points near the sea, where we can admire the old fishermen's houses. Continuing, we find ourselves in the tourist port of Marina degli Aregai, one of the most important in western Liguria, whose views have literally captured our hearts. We would stay here to admire the landscape for a long time, but we have to continue our journey towards Riva Ligure. This turns out to be one of the jewels of our Riviera, with its narrow streets that lead to the village. The bike path here divides the center of the town from the more distant areas, allowing several stops on the waterfront or at places of historical interest, such as the sanctuary of the Madonna del Buon Consiglio. From Arma di Taggia to Bussana Nuova. We then move towards Arma di Taggia, where the route develops along a straight line parallel to the Aurelia Road. We then make a stop at the archaeological park of Capodon, Costa Balene, where we find remains of an ecclesiastical complex of early Christian and early medieval age, a cemetery area of the same period, and traces of an ancient mansio of the Roman imperial age. Then we pedal towards the fields, where the bike path detaches from the main road to reach the mouth of the Argentina torrent, from where it is possible to admire the Triora Valley. The path continues in the center of the village as an internal communication route, perhaps to encourage a sustainable viability in a future perspective, even if a view of a landscape unfortunately suffers. Leaving Arma di Taggia, our journey along the bike path of the Riviera dei Fiori leads us to Bussana Nuova, a hamlet of the town of Sanremo. From here we can't help but stop to take some pictures and observe the valley where the ancient village of Bussana Vecchia stands out, visible from the bike path. Beyond the bridge we observe also the sanctuary of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, rebuilt after the terrible earthquake of 1887. The landscape encountered in Marina degli Aregai, as we mentioned before, had bewitched us, so we decided to go back to stay a few more minutes and finally enjoy the burning sea at sunset, celebrating this wonderful day to discover the bike path of the Riviera Ligure.